Hey Nath, how you going, man? Welcome to the chat. A little bit late today, but I'm here. Afternoon there, loco guy. Well, it's still it's still morning here, but um, hope you guys have had a good weekend. Uh, that's good there, Nathan. That's now I seem to have messed up again, and I sort of, if you remember my last live stream, I wasn't too flash. I've had shitter. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, actually, loco guy. But my last stream, I was a little bit had a little bit too much to drink the night before, and I've seemed to have done the same today. Not as bad. Look at the state of me. Not as bad as last time though. So um, I don't even know what time we got home this morning, but um, I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember. I don't even know if I got an Uber or not. I can't remember. Anyway, bloody other people's models falling to bits. Oh, really? You're doing up the doing the renovations. Sometimes you wonder how they stick them together, but yeah. So yes, I'm a little bit worse for wear today. Um, Again, I got to stop doing this. I'm not too sure what happened to my eye last night, but anyway. Um, One thing I suppose I better tell you guys, well, we got you here, is this building. I'm gonna have to take this building off because when I originally built it, it's literally just like half a millimeter thick styrene, and it's actually started to warp, and it's warped so much that the whole canopy. I don't know if you can see the whole. I don't know if I've got the camera pointing the right here. Yeah, but you can actually see the whole canopy's like broken off. The back, the whole building is sort of just warped. So I'm going to take that off and put and re-glue it onto some maybe like 3mm MDF or something to strengthen up, because the actual wall, when I built it, I just used thin styrene, and which wasn't really good, and it's warped. So it's gotten to the stage now where the roof is warped down. The DJ, because I've got webbing underneath this, the exhaust vent catches on that. So I'm going to have to do that. That's going to have to come off. But yeah, definitely tear it out. It's just, I really should have put it on thicker material. Oh, Brad's just sent me a photo. Brad, are you on the chat? On a beautiful B class, only issues was old solder joints and the running gear blew apart. Oh no. The thing with the steam locomotives, as soon as that running gear, that running gear goes, you're in for it. While I'm talking to you now, this has been peeing me off for the last 9 years. This little marker post I broke on my last live session. So I'll wait a week before I fix it. I think that's like the third time I've broken that off. But anyway. All sorted out and running again. Oh, nice. The B class, I remember, did that glue properly? No, it was the C's. The old C classes used to have the sloped back tender, sort of like the American switcher styles. But anyway, what do we got over here? We've got 33, 32. Let's see if we can get that out of the shed. Let's see if we can't blow anything up today. Hey Jamie, how you going? Hey, I'm pretty good, but just a little bit hungover this morning. Not as bad as last time, but yeah. What we got on forward? No. Direction? Yeah, I think that was forwards. Did that go forwards? Okay, so that's very, very weird. I had to put this locomotive in reverse for it to go forwards, which is make the most of it while you're single. Yeah. Well, by the way things are going, we'll see what happens. But I'm not too sure. It's in reverse, speed step 5, but it's going forwards. I didn't reprogram anything, and that's forwards, but it's going reverse. I haven't used this locomotive for, it's been a week since I used it. I haven't reprogrammed anything. I haven't touched any of the CVs. I might just go try. Did you hear about the protest in Times Square, New York? No. Is there a protest going on in New York? No, I didn't hear about that. No. I'm gonna try my other locomotive. Let's see if we go forwards. Yeah, it works alright. Okay, I'll switch back to this locomotive and let's see if we go forwards. Okay, for all you, yes, it's this weekend I've been doing wagons and planning on mostly scratch build other wagons. Yes, it's about Trump. I'm not too sure about, I don't sort of really follow that a heck of a lot there, Jamie. A gremlin jumped in the loco last night and switched your wiring back to front. Yeah. I don't know. I parked this up about a week ago. I used this one last, and I've literally just brought it out. You literally just watched me bring it out of the loco shed, and situation's a bit wobbly, Dirk. Hey, welcome to the chat, man. And again, I'm sort of keeping my voice down low because my housemate is in the room next to me. He's on night shift, but what did you do today and yesterday? Since my last live stream, I have not done a single thing on the layout. Actually, no, I tell a lie. I did some switching. I have done some switching. But anyone knows anything about DCC, why all of a sudden would my forward be now reverse? So apparently that's forwards. You can see on the screen, forwards. And it's going backwards. Let's go reverse. And it goes forwards. So, hey, yesterday I went to the bowling. The bowling. Try a hard reset on the system. I might have a look at that. But also, for some reason, in my manual, it does say that your locomotive, you can change the direction. Here we go. Look at that. I just literally just ripped the book open and I came on to that. So it must be a sign. Because the direction, you can change the direction. I'm not going to do that on the live stream. I'll faff around with that later on, but I just want to know why that would change. when the locomotives are parked up in the shed over here, these tracks are actually isolated as well, so I can flick them off. So if I do need to change any CVs on any locomotives, I have them sitting out here, and the rest of the locomotives are isolated there, so none of the CVs get reprogrammed. I did shit, but that's okay, it was fun. I think I've been bowling once in my life, Jamie. I think it was in Queenstown, New Zealand, and oh, I've got to crack my back, and that was years ago. DCC, it just does random shit when you don't want it to. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's the first I've ever encountered that. So, random as. What I was going to do, that's right. Brad, are you on the channel? I did tell my brother that I was going live before. He's been doing a lot on his lad. He's doing an extension at the moment. I was going to, that's right, do some switching. But I've actually got to switch out over here first. Excuse the camera wobble. And excuse the mess. Right, we're going to be doing some switching over here. I'm going to have a lunch. Righto, Jamie. Hey, it's great to have you. Great to have you on the stream, man. Enjoy your lunch. Hey, Brad. I was wondering where you were. I didn't message you before, sorry. Right. What was I doing? That's right, I was switching. I wonder if Stefan's coming on. Yeah, Brad, I was just telling the guys before that you're doing an extension and bits and pieces now. Where is my... Oh, my almost fell over. 33, 32. So reverses now forwards. If I could sit that there without breaking anything. No, it's not going to happen. $32, $33 seems pretty slow today. Why is that doing that? I'm here now. Hi, Brad. We're going to go and see what we can switch out here. I've got the locomotive coming around at the moment. And... Oh. While I was busy talking, I had a short. One of the turnouts wasn't correctly set. But I've got a locomotive coming around now. I'm going to do some switching in Alexandria here. And I've got to get, let's see, 2704, K's 4601, which is, oh, it's way over there, don't need that one. LC 4299, 4245, 4245, don't need that one, 4151. No, 4295. Right. Oh, sorry, Stefan. I completely forgot you changed your channel to Loco Guy New Zealand. Oh, sorry, man. I was just saying before, I wonder if Stefan's coming on the chat, but yeah, sorry, I completely forgot you changed your channel name. My bad. We're on our way over to the Alexandra, the apple and pear board. If I can get the and I still haven't cleaned my track at all. I actually can't remember the last time I cleaned my track. I don't even know. No, I can't remember. That's right. We want to see some loco builds. You got to document this one, Stefan, and put it up on YouTube for us. I have 6 YDs to repaint an NK wing in the process of planning. Something that's a bit different also on the planning stage. Well, it looks like you're going to be kept busy for a while there, Nath. Passerby, hey, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Document the next 3. Yeah, that'd be great to see, actually. I did a video building a couple of LCs, and I haven't seen any other videos documenting any other builds for NZR. That's why I did it. Right, I'm going to put my head in the way. What have you been up to, Passerby? Are you hope you had a good weekend. I'm going to try and couple up. I'll put my head in the way for a second. Okay. Mr. Alex 789, hello mate. Hey, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. I'm just doing a little bit of Sunday switching. I've been working all this weekend. My Monday started on Saturday. Oh, nice. You get the overtime though. You get paid the overtime. This weekend, I'm not working this weekend, but next weekend I've got to work. And it's just right at the time now here in Australia where it's just starting to get hot. It wasn't too bad the other day, it was only 28, but it's going to start to get a bit warmer shortly. Do a one-off run of ABC, Passchendaele. Marklet, yeah, wow. Can you imagine it though, like the cost and the tooling and everything like that, and the market wouldn't really be that big, but it would be great to see. Yeah, up here, I'm up Queensland, hot and dry up here. Well, it's always hot in Queensland, isn't it? I don't know about dry, but I remember last time I was in Queensland, it was hot and humid. I was in Mackay. Sorry, had to get the washing in. Well, talking about the weather, it's been absolutely beautiful here in Perth the whole week. As soon as this weekend rolls around, it started to rain. So we had a little bit of rain this morning. Yeah, I think it was, it was in the summer. This was going a few years ago. It was when Elton John came to Mackay, because the hotel that we were staying in, because I was there for work, the hotel we were staying in, we had to get out of it, and we actually got moved to Airlie Beach because all the rooms were booked up for that Elton John concert. Now this is going back a few years ago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago maybe. I'll uncouple there. I just had to get this fruit wagon out of the apple and pear board. I remember that. I didn't go there. Yeah, well that's when I was last in Queensland. Michael, how you going, man? Hey, hangover recovery was okay, but I've gone and done it again, Michael. I'm a little bit dusty this morning. I'm a little bit I don't remember coming home at all this morning, but I'm home, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I went and did exactly the same. Had a good time though. I'm gonna go and collect this fruit wagon. Oh dear. A couple under there. And it's about time that I started doing a video, I reckon. I'll put another video on my channel. And yeah, definitely, man. Sucker for punishment, alright. Not as bad as last weekend, though. Not as bad as last weekend, and I wasn't throwing axes or anything. And there was no shots, it was just beer. But, yeah. Yeah, I haven't done a video for a little while. I've done, obviously, the streams and a couple of shorts, but I need to do a video, so I'm thinking about something over here at the fuel farm. Yeah, I've been messing around with bits and pieces. You can see I've got a bit of a fence on the back there. It's just sitting there. I'm just sort of thinking about ideas at the moment on what sort of fence I want to put around it, whether a chain link fence or a corrugated iron fence. What does the coupler look like? A real auto coupler? The couplers, they are the typical NZR hook coupler. I'll show you in a second. If I pick up, so I don't know if you can see, they're just the normal NZR hook coupler. So that's the little hook on it. Sorry, little hook on it, and they got centering springs. So the couplers they're always centered. I just use the KD centering springs, and yeah, those are the couplers that I use, and they're quite fiddly. You got to get them right, but you get a lot of enjoyment out of it actually when you're using these couplers, rather than the big bulky black knuckle couplers. Jamie B, how you going, man? Hey, welcome to the chat. What's your poison, Scott? Oh, well, okay, so I drink Carlton Dry. Funny enough, I've got an empty one here. That's what I usually drink. But when I go out, I was drinking Jackson Coke last night, so either Carlton Dry and then Jackson Coke. Yeah, passerby, they're typical NZR couplers that they don't use them anymore. They use knuckle couplers now, but back in the day, that's what they used to use. Chopper couplers, yeah. I was just about to say, Nathan, they're I'm pretty sure they're Norwegian couplers. Yeah, no, that's bang on. So a beer man mostly, yeah, mostly a beer man actually. I have tried the old hammer and tongs, but I'm not a fan of it. Hammer and Tongs Gold, but no, it's just Carlton Dry for me. I believe some stuff still has the choppers. I think so. Well, you'd know a lot better than me. I think I've seen on one of my Facebook pages. I think I've seen some rolling stock with them, but yeah, it's something different. I wanted something different than just your normal KD couplers. I wanted when you go to couple up to a wagon, I wanted you to actually take the time and align the hooks up properly and stuff like that, rather than just the old clink and go. Actually, talking about alcohol, I think I've got one more beer left. I'm back. I used to partial to Steiny Pures, but then I found Erdinger, and that was a life changing. Well, I'll tell you what, you drink enough of anything, it'll be life changing, I can imagine. Hey, you know what? I actually went to the bottle shop the other day on the way home from work, and on the board where they advertise all the alcohol that they're selling, there was Spates 24 pack. They were advertising, and it just caught my eye. I was just sitting there. I was in the drive-through and waiting to get served, and it just caught my eye. And I have not seen Spates in ages. I think it was like $54, 54 Australian dollars for a 24 pack. They had it advertised. I've gone and got myself a new one. This is the last beer in the fridge, so I might as well get the hair of the dog and get rid of it as a bit of reviver. Yeah, $54 for a 24 pack. A 24 pack of these is about 52 to 54 as well for those. And I mean, I don't want to promote alcohol on my live stream, but anyway, it's a 1.2 standard drinks. This stuff here, low carb and all that good stuff. So I can drink it while I'm doing my marathons. Yeah, Brad, you're onto the Emersons there. I don't mind. I mean, it's been years since I tried Emersons, but I quite liked it. Now I'm blabbing on and there's no trains moving, so where did I put my controller? How could you lose that? It's got a cord attached to it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so gotta get used to this. Now it's reverse. No, forwards. So I'm going to sit that there. So we've got 13 people on the chat, so welcome everyone. Hey, if you're new, if you just joined us, welcome in. Bit of a Sunday session, switching session in a chat. 3021's been sitting there for the last week. Nothing wrong with it, just haven't used it. I was using it in the last switching session, so I like to change it up. Something's happening in Perth too, that's coming up shortly. I've seen it advertised. Can't remember what it was now. I'm back. Hey Jamie, welcome back. We're still sitting here switching and talking. How did the loco crew in 3021 get back to the loco depot? Yeah, so they didn't. If you could still see, they're still standing there. They didn't. But so I guess they're still on the books. And I need to get this LC. Just Google the chopper coupler. Never seen them before. Yeah, passerby. They sort of, well, they sort of come in after like the I think America never ever had them. I think America went straight to the knuckle coupler after the old Lincoln pin coupler. We got then I know New Zealand used them. I think New Zealand used them right from the get-go, right from the start. Uncouple that. I need to get this LC. You need a man sitting on a shovel, Scott. Yeah, yeah. I do need someone holding a shovel up. Yes, Western Australia did. There's actually a railway museum in Bassendean here, and they got a lot of old equipment and stuff, and they've all got the chopper couplers. And I think no, it's all knuckle couplers now. I'm pretty sure. And we still use box cars as well. Like America, we got high cube box cars and all sorts, which I found quite interesting. I was like, why are we still using box cars when everything's sort of containerized, you know? But KD is the business. Yeah, it is. I mean, they definitely changed. I mean, before KD come about, what was sort of used in model railroading? Back in the old days. Hey, Brendan. How you going, man? Welcome to the chat. A lot of Western Australia's older rolling stock was inspired some New Zealand. Definitely, man, because I've walked around that railway museum and I've seen wagons that look like LA's. There's a lot of four-wheel wagons. There's some like the NC here. The box vans. Some of it does look remarkably like New Zealand. Yeah, the horn hook couplers, yeah. Old tension locks and shit like that. When I was in about 4 months ago now, I was in the UK and I went to the Severn Valley Railway, and that was the first time I'd ever seen the old tension lock couplers up close. It just amazes me how just that single thread can pull a whole train. Absolutely unreal. I suppose it's like this here, you know, you got one little hook that pulls a whole train, you know. It must be some pretty tough steel. Now I have to. Where is that going even? Oh dear, the LC is going to 2 to 3. It's got to go to the freight siding in Clyde. This one's going. Where's this one? Okay, so that box van is empty. And it's got to go. Okay, so they're going to the same place. That's all right. Okay, so an empty fruit wagon and an empty LC, and they're both going to the same place. Oh, nice. I got a sub. You got a sub. You got a subscriber? Nice one. Let's go collect this wagon. Yeah, I've got 6 now. You got 6 subs now. Well, I think at one point everyone had 6 subs when you start off there. Get this wagon. Howdy, Scott and gang. How you going, Mystic? Hey, great to have you on the chat again for another Sunday afternoon switching. Top. Our other channel already up to 475, I think. Oh, really? You're not too far off 500. I got 500 subs a few weeks ago, but I really should have done a video for it. Actually, that could be my next video because I need to make a new video. That could be my next video. The 500 subs, I should do something for that, you know. At least something to commemorate the milestone. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with these sheds. I'm not too sure yet. A little bit too small, so I might put them in the back scene somewhere or something, or behind the back of the asphalt plant or something. A couple onto there. And what else are we going to take? I'm pretty sure it's just the 2 wagons today. My keyboard. There's been some nice NZR stuff on Trade Me recently. Brad might be interested in that. The stuff on Trade Me, Nath, because I mean, I would, but it's a bit of a faff around to send it all the way over to Australia. What am I doing? Okay, I'll tell you how hungover I am. I opened the beer and I didn't even take a sip, so here goes. Oh my goodness. Oh, I got that out of the way. I'm going to brew myself. Well, Mystic. Cheers, mate. What sort of brew you on there, Mystic? Hey, wrong direction. I've been watching the posts you've been putting up, Brendan, with the DFT. It's bloody nice. It's bloody nice locomotive and done an absolute good job on it. Now we're heading over to Clyde eventually. I think it's sort of gone out of the picture with this big bulky light around again. Nice one. It's going to be a stunner. That DFT will be for me. Do you think you might be able to package it up and send it to Australia? No, DFT wouldn't suit Central Otago. Not the era I'm modelling. Hey guys, let me know, is that too high? I might just drop it down a bit. You know, because it looks like you're looking directly down on the train. So it might look a bit better now. So I'm coming around into Clyde. Sort of, I don't want you know, like to be looking down like bird's eye view. I sort of want you at ground level or something. You know, make sure I turn all the turnouts properly. Okay, we're coming into view shortly. No, but it's mirrored. Ah, damn it. Okay. Okay, I know how to fix that. Stop the train. Stop. This happens every time. Look, there's me. If I go like that. Okay. That's not mirrored now. AB, hint. A DFT would be way too late, plus probably wouldn't fit on the loading gauge, does it not? No. It'll still be bloody nice locomotive to have. It shouldn't be mirrored now. You can build an AB. You can send it over here because the AB would suit the Central Otago line very well. A DI would be really neat. Yeah, definitely a DI. Now where was I? A DI on like a stone train with a rake of LAs or something. Maybe a plough van to go at the back. I'm pretty sure DIs did go up to... I'm pretty sure I have seen a photo of a DI at Clyde. Recab DG, yes. That has been mentioned before, the recab DGs. Forward a little bit more. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, as I was saying before, I'll stop the train there. This building here, when I built it, it's only like 0.5 mm styrene backing, and it's warped, and you can see that it's sort of falling apart because it's just the styrene is just warped. So I'm going to take this building off and re-glue it onto like 3 mm MDF or something, because it is yeah, it's just warped up pretty bad. That's the only building that's done that. So, but yeah, the layout is looking, well, I haven't really done much to it, to be honest, but yeah, thank you. Apart from putting the trees in over there. I've heard that DVR 1282 had running rights on the Central Otago line when it was based in the South Island. The DVR. Oh. I wonder if they ever gave like DCs or anything running rights on the line. They probably did, but just never used them on the line. The steam locomotives look awesome. Do it. I mean, we had the DBRs here on the coast. It never actually ran up there though. I remember someone saying that the DBRs on another site, that the DBRs used to be no good. They were always sort of underpowered or something like that. I don't know how true it is, but was it the DB? No, it was the DCs. Sorry, the DCs were apparently always underpowered. DCs were too heavy. Yeah, I remember someone saying that they're so underpowered, they're so heavy and sluggish. And now, talking about sluggish, I'm taking my time. Uncouple here. Now I've got to go, we're going to run around. Can you guys see that? I've sort of gotten out of frame at the moment. Down that end of the yard. Disregard the mess down here. DBAs have 950 horsepower, yeah. Apparently they wouldn't pull the skin off a rice pudding. So it was PSB 304. Russell's. 84. I wonder if they were designed, well, they obviously were designed for like mainline locomotive, but I wonder why they were so underpowered. I think it was DCs and EMD DFs had roughly the same horsepower. Yeah. They're both six axle locos. Hey, I'm just wondering, apart from the DJ, was there any other locomotives that had two axles? The two axle bogies. The DJ's only got like two axles on each bogie. I'm not too sure if we had like any four axle locomotives. You guys will know a bit more than me. DHEF. Oh, well, there you go. See, look at that. DE. Well, there you go. That's my brain working on a Sunday morning. DE would be nice. Oh, I suppose the DH too. DH would only be four axles. There you go, I just answered one of my own questions. Yeah, I'm going to head over to your channel there, Stefan. There's a real one sitting doing nothing in Middlemarch. Is that a DE, Brad? Is there a DE sitting in Middlemarch? Wasn't it just before COVID they were going to redo it? Or no, that was DJ 3021. They were going to redo it and then COVID hit. Yeah. And yes, there is a DE there. I do remember that, Brad. Where's the DE? Yeah, I think it was they were going to do it up and then obviously the COVID hit. I'm working on my love your channel. Hi, Willow Creek. Oh, almost. I'm going to take this NC out. Yeah, Brad's doing a doing some more work on his layout, so bits and pieces. If you want to, yeah, go head over to Brad's channel, the Willow Creek Industrial Spur. Cheers for the comment, Mystic. Yeah, I think they had to redo those windows, didn't they, Nath? Because they had to redo them because they had to be a certain size or something for mainline running or something for Kiwi Rail, or something like that. And ditch lights and all that sort of stuff. I'm sure there's a DJ sitting in North Torrey. There's another DJ sitting up there in North Dunedin, up in the hills there in North Dunedin. It's the backside of a DJ, and it's sort of sitting half buried in the side of a hillside. I was saying. I was just taking this NC off. Oh. My uncoupling tool got hooked onto the wagon, and of course I had to lift it off the tracks, didn't I? I don't know the state of play at the moment, but now this whole COVID thing is sort of finished, do you think they'll go back to their plans of restoring that DJ? Because so far I'm the only person I know that's running 3021 at this stage. Yeah, Brad, the end of my uncoupling tool, I snagged the wagon and lifted it off the tracks. Still getting your boosters? Ah, really? You need a black kettle running around the layout, Scott. Yeah. I would love to have an AB or something like that. Definitely an AB, yeah. But I just can't seem to find one or get one. So, you'll build me one. Yeah, that would be. You'd have to do a video on that too. If I uncouple that. Yeah, you'd have to do it. Did I uncouple? Yeah. That'd be like a 60-part series video or something. Interesting to watch though. Oh, wrong way. I've got the kit sitting in a box waiting its turn. Oh, I wish I had one of them. That would go perfectly on here. Dunedin Railways might do. They've reopened the line to Pukerangi and passengers have rebounded. Yeah, that's good. Brad actually sent me a video, rail action in Dunedin, and the first video clip was the Tyre Gorge. I did something there. I'm not too sure what I did. Everything just went really bright. I was fiddling with the light, wasn't I? That is, sorry for the camera shakes. Because I was tutoing with stuff. Now I've got to, yeah. So now I need to go forward this way. So I pulled out that NC wagon and I've set it down there on the line. I'm going to try something here, guys, because the legs for this light stand are so big. And no, that doesn't work. Sorry for the camera wobbles. Oh, and I've just gone and hit that wagon. Focus, Scott, focus. What was the channel name, may I ask? 9 subs, cheers guys, you're awesome. Not too sure what happened there. So I have now got to go, once I stop moving the camera around, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to pick up these wagons down here, and they all, I think you remember my last live stream, the back of my phone came off because my phone got so hot and melted. Well, it didn't melt, but oh, I've gone and broken that now. Yeah. So let's try not melt my phone this time. I'm just using a Samsung S21 FE. Now, I've had it for so long, I've done all my filming on it. Alright, so we're going to head on down, we're going to pick up those wagons. Sorry it's sort of going out of view for you. Stop. Wrong direction. Right, we're coming back into focus, guys. You're getting a few subs there. You're definitely getting a few subs, guys. I'm gonna switch over to that channel later. I'm definitely gonna be subbing onto that. I'm entering your 10 sub giveaway. I hope to win the Lambo for real. Yeah, go on, Mystic. You be the 10th sub. Now while I'm here, I can't just move wagons around willy-nilly without this. Well, I suppose I could, but then I lose everything. KP, door number, nope. We'll try and find that wagon. I've got the LA. 18, that's going to get Hume's Pipes, and 4287. And I need an NC642, which is that one. That. Okay, so what have I got? 4 wagons, so I should have 4 cards. 4 cards. Alright. We're getting somewhere, guys. Oh, definitely, man. Definitely be a good channel. The NC has got to go to Central Freight. Sorry, I'm just sorting out my paperwork. The LC, where's that going? I think that's going to go to Fulton Hogan here. Yeah, see, Fulton Hogan has got 10 mil stone on it. The Silver KP has got to go to Hume's Pipes. So what I'm going to do, I'll switch that KP around so I can push it into Humes. And the LA is going to go to Fulton Hogan. So those two wagons to Fulton Hogan. We're good. Yeah, definitely nice, because they are pretty good. I mean, they're just a KP, but they're pretty good to have in the consist, something different colour-wise. There's in the set out there. I'm going to go, like a building probably isn't forever, but hopefully someone will get something out of it. Hey, that's the good thing about when you go onto YouTube and you look at stuff, you look at videos that you don't normally see, you know. It's the not normal that draws people towards it. I think it's going to do really, really well. That's why I decided to go NZR S scale 1/64th, because it's something that people don't normally do. You don't normally see it, so it's different. I've got to put the KP at the start of this rake of wagons. You've been binging on log cabin. I've been there, done that. The log cabin builds. I've sort of been binging on restoring old engines. You know, someone goes and finds an old car or an old bulldozer. Diesel Creek is the name of the channel that I've been watching, and he finds all this old machinery and they get it going again and stuff like that. So I've sort of been binging watching that. Hold that. Hey, Stefan, I'll go onto my page too, and I'll put a link. I'll put a link to your channel on my Facebook page also too there if you want there. The more the merrier. I've probably got to go. Righto, Nath. Hey, thanks for joining in on the Sunday stream. Definitely, yeah, man. See you next time, and then next time I won't be hungover. Well, I'm not too bad now, but yeah, definitely, man. Stay safe throughout the week. Enjoy your week. Yeah, true. Because I mean, sometimes I'm watching. I could be watching someone pruning bushes, you know, or cutting lawns, mowing grass. There's a guy I used to watch, and he was going around unclogging drains, stormwater drains. Take care there, Mystic. It's called Tank Restoration Channel from Aussie. A tank restoration, like an army tank. I've gone and done it again. I've tutted with the light setting on my light there. I'm going to go hook up to that KP. I'm going to hook it onto that NC. No, I'm not, because you know why? Because I didn't turn the turnout, did I? I didn't switch the turnout. Old World War II tanks. There's a museum. Oh, as you're heading out towards Kalgoorlie. Oh, I can't remember where it is. It's an old army museum, and they got tanks and everything there. They got all sorts of stuff there. Someone might know as you're heading out towards Kalgoorlie. They got old army helicopters there and all sorts. We've got 18 people on the channel. Hey guys, welcome to the chat. Oh, no, hang on, I spoke too soon. We're back down to 12. Oh dear. Now I've just gone and smashed that KP into the rake. You love choppers. I think, I can't remember what sort of helicopter it is, but it's, I couldn't tell you at all, but yeah, it's literally like the army have just parked it up, and the Air Force. Is it helicopters army or the Air Force? Anyway, it looks like they've just parked it up, and that's it. You could literally jump in it and start it up again. Uncouple that. The Aussie Armour and Artillery Museum. I think so, yeah, because they got all sorts of stuff there, and they got stuff from, they got a whole lot of stuff. They got like all sorts of armour, like unused shells and stuff. And we've got another museum here in the city, and it's all to do with aeroplanes. The old aviation, the Military Aviation Museum. And they got all the old aeroplanes and stuff down there. I couldn't wait to get out of the helicopters, especially after doing terrain following. Well, hopefully once the helicopter was landed, and not like that one that was on the TV the other day that crashed in America, that helicopter. Tell you what, those guys, lucky no one was killed. Those guys on the ground where it crashed. I'm just going to move my... The feet of this light stand is so big. I'm going to push this rake of wagons. I'll couple onto it and I'll push that rake. There hasn't been a heck of a lot of there's been a lot of helicopter crashes lately. Well, I wouldn't say lately, but there's been quite a few around. Okay, so we're going to push. Aussie got new AH-64s now. Oh, okay. As much as I know about helicopters, I seen one not yesterday, the day before. It's a yellow one, and they've got sirens on them because they do the shark spotting, and they fly up and down the coast. And when there's a shark that gets spotted, these helicopters have got these really loud sirens on them, and they hover around with the sirens going to tell everyone to get out of the water and all that sort of thing. Which I thought was pretty cool, helicopter with sirens on it. We usually have planes that do the shark spotting, but Haven't really seen them a lot lately. It's been mainly just helicopters. Now I've got to go into Humes. I've gone and touched the light again. Hi, I'm from the Hastings. Hey, Matt Watson. Hey, welcome to the chat. To the stream. I keep calling it a chat. Welcome, Matt. Hope your weekend's been pretty good. Always wanted to fly in one of the old Wasps we had. Old Wasps. I got Brad. You'd know. You remember we went to school with Paul Booth. He's now a helicopter pilot, and he flies helicopters doing aerial surveys and stuff like that. He's a full-time professional helicopter pilot now. Right, we're going to open this gate into Humes. I think he's still flying helicopters. Yeah. And I got another, when I used to live in New Zealand, I used to work on the Roxburgh and Clyde dams there, and we had one of the fabricators and welders there. His son actually flies helicopters as well, and he flies helicopters over by the island somewhere, rounding up tuna, doing all the tuna fishing, Papua New Guinea or something like that. And so that's the KP dropped off at Humes. Yeah, and his job was to fly helicopters and spot the tuna and send the tuna boats to where he's seen the big schools of tuna. So, Brad, you'll know him. Was it Hayden? Hayden Anderson? So imagine that for a job, just flying helicopters and spotting tuna. Okay, so we dropped that off at Humes. Now I'm going to push the rest of these wagons around to Alexandra. Yeah, it was Hayden. Some crazy bugger caught a big eye tuna on a surfcaster the other day. I thought tuna, I'm pretty sure tuna always sort of hang around in schools, don't they? Oh, I've gone. Oh no. Disaster has struck. So, while I was yapping and talking, we've had a derailment. So, what I did was I didn't switch the point, and it's derailed. And luckily, a good thing it did derail, because as soon as the loco would have reached the frog, it would have shorted out the locomotive. So, oh, that's what happens when you don't pay attention. We got an LC on the ground, NC on completely off the rails. As long as you don't pay. Well, luckily it did derail, because otherwise the locomotive would have run into the turnout that was switch polarity. It would have shorted for sure. Right. Oh, I know you're beached as. Yeah. Beached as. I'm ballasted. I'm fully ballasted as. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Okay. I had tons of derailments at the show. Tons of derailments at the show. Oh, yeah. Hey, it's the only time that it would derail, wouldn't it? It won't derail any other time, but as soon as you showing someone something, it'll derail. Now I've just noticed in the back of this light thingy, there's 2 USB plugs. So I think I can plug that in and charge my phone at the same time. If the phone goes blank, guys, you'll know. Yeah, I heaps ballasted, eh? Did you slow charging? Make sure you're okay. Oh, it's charging. Yeah, heaps ballasted. Do you want me to put you back on the road? Nah, bro, I only jump on the rails. Yeah, that's a bad joke. I'm really sorry, guys. Alright. Yeah, 20 years old. Tell you what. "20 years all of a sudden is not a long time anymore." Alright, so I've just figured out that I can actually charge my phone on the actual light. Same with sausage days. I've never seen the sausage one. In fact, I bet a Brad and Scott stream would be a banger. Yeah, we'll have to do a double stream, if at all that is possible. I've got the cord completely wrapped around the light tower, but anyway. Okay, so we've arrived here in Alexandra. So they've got to go, these two have got to go to Fulton Hogan, and that one's got to go in here. Okay, have I pulled forward enough? Have I pulled forward enough? Okay, hit that one there. Okay, Brad, we'll have to do that. We'd have to... It's not as good, but it's okay. I might have to look that up. Sausage Dads. We're actually brothers, so that's where it comes from. Streams with 2 people are easier. Yes, yeah, Brad and I, yes, we are brothers. We live in different countries, but yeah, we're brothers. I'm just going to try and adjust so I can unwrap my cord. Otherwise, the whole thing will crash and there'll be no stream for anyone. Can you do that, Mystic? Can you do like 2 people on a stream? Like from like 2 different countries? You could probably do like a split screen or something. Okay, I might have to look into that. But I have to work it out with the timing, because Brad's 5 hours ahead of me. New Zealand's 5 hours ahead of Australia, so it'll still work. I'm just waiting on something to derail. That's the newest. We use StreamYard or OBS. I'll definitely have to look into that, and if, well, all depends what Brad thinks, but yeah, that'd be good to do a stream together. Okay, you know, I need to get this end wagon out, but I lifted you guys up before so you could see that derailment, so I'm just going to stick this back down a little bit more. Hopefully that's okay, and I've adjusted the brightness. Oh no, that's way out. Right. Couple onto there. Pull that string out. We have to do some investigation. Yeah, I reckon, Brad. I need to get this KP wagon. Sorry, KS wagon. Out. I think you guys aren't like my brother and I then, because we could just take the piss out of each other constantly when we're together. Well, that's pretty much what we're like, really. We usually take the piss out of everything and anything when we're together. I'm gonna sit there here. Things have been going actually pretty smooth. I don't. How's that? Camera looks a little bit blurry. Hang on a sec. Stop there. Camera looks a little bit blurry, so excuse the. Is that better? That's a little bit better. I kicked me in the head one night after us subbed in when we were. Hey, cheers for stopping by, Brendan, mate. Have a great one. Have a good week. Thanks for coming by. Your brother soccer kicked you in the head one night after I subbed in when we were wrestling. After you subbed in. Oh. I got you subbed him. Oh goodness. I remember, did I push those wings far enough? Yeah. I don't. Oh shit, hang on a second. I knew I'd trip over that. Why is that so? Okay, so that was close. Did you guys just hear that? I just fell over. Because I tripped over the cord, didn't I? Couple that onto there. Right, I'm going to pull that out. I tell you what, that cord wasn't going anywhere. Ended up with a fractured eye socket and broken nose. We never broke each other's bones or anything. I think I never got that bad, but that's definitely a story to tell. Yeah, yeah. Don't drink and drive trains, right? Because I fell over. I literally just missed my head on the on my work desk. And the cord wrapped around my toe because I'm wearing jandals, and I got caught between my jandal and my toe. And I landed on my knee. You're right, Nathan. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I can't believe I fell over. Yeah, I'm okay though, I think. Luckily, I'm not at that age yet where I need to have a fall and go to the hospital. You know, and get to the age where my wheelie bin goes out more than my hip, or my hip goes out more than my wheelie bin. 20, I got 27 now. Hey guys, I think as soon as I fell over, everyone decided to join in on the stream there. Imagine if I caught that on film though. That would have been hilarious. Yeah, I got 27 now too. I think that's the most I've ever had. Um, that's awesome, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I didn't think New Zealand Railways would be so popular. Yeah, it has been a bit popular there, Brad. Now I might have to fall over a bit more then, I think. Damn, I landed right on my knee too. So embarrassed. I've got to run around these two wagons because I've got to push these two open top wagons. I've got to push them into Fulton Hogan over there. So, yeah, good way to chill on a Sunday, alright? I just found a side button that does stuff. Lynn McKinstry. Hey, welcome to the stream there, Lynn. You found a side button that does stuff. Ah. I've got to, I've pulled these wagons out. I've got to run around these wagons. So I think I've got to put these wagons back in here to run around them. Pretty sure. Yeah, I do, actually. Actually, no. This just shows you how much of an idiot I am. So, I'm worrying about running around these wagons here to get around to the other side of them to push them into Fulton Hogan. I've got another locomotive sitting over there. I might just fire that one up. But I've pushed these wagons too far that way. I can't. I was going to get 3021 to grab those wagons, but I've pushed these wagons too far in. Now they're fouling that track. I can't get in there. So tell you what, uncouple those. The joys of a switching layout. And I'll go and pick these up, and then I'll get 3021 to grab these wagons and put them into Fulton Hogan. Hopefully you guys can see the action. Well, not much action, but that's yeah. Well, sort of. I'm sort of lucky because I've got that locomotive sitting there, so that helps me out actually, big time. I'm just going to pull these wagons away so they don't foul the track. If they, wrong button. It should be. Should be right there. Let's bring 3021 out. Grab those other wagons. Yeah, I mean, it was sitting there the whole time, but I completely forgot I had that locomotive sitting there. We'll use that. I'm lucky I didn't split my head open when I tripped over that. Ah. Yeah, we need to go. Alright, we're all sorted there. The locos have a Pacific national colour to them. Yeah, they do, sort of. They have. They got the blue and the yellow. Yeah, pick up that. Oh, I'm still laughing about when I fell over. Can't believe I did that. Oh dear. How embarrassing. Can't take me anywhere. Right. I've got to go. Hey Nathan, hey, cheers for coming on to the stream, man. Yeah, man, look, I'm probably going to be here for a little bit. I'll be here for a bit longer yet. Definitely, man. Thanks for joining in the closet branch. Hello, mate. Hey, welcome to the stream. Well, we've got 18 people. I got 10 likes. Hey, thanks everyone. Much appreciate that. It's I need to get my DSB up and running. I've been meaning to get a decoder, to get the decoder installed in it for ages now, so I sort of don't really have any excuse. It's got to be switched. And it's going over to Alexandra. I think I might put 3021 back where it was. Uncouple that. Actually, 3021 can actually sit down the southern end of the yard. I don't need that. Just in the meantime, yeah, definitely a crack up. Thought I'd crack my knee. That can. Oh, wrong spot. No, I don't need the headlight on. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Gary. Welcome to the chat, man. I keep calling it a chat. It's a live stream. I keep calling it a chat for some reason. Yeah, welcome to the live stream. we've got some New Zealand Railways switching. And try not to break my neck in this process. Yeah, maybe drinking and live feeds are a good combo. Yeah, definitely. Tell you what, I've only had half a bottle. Not the first time a controller has set the shutdown. Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's not going to be the last either. Right. 3021, you can be tied down there. And I'm going to get the other. I need an extra hand or an extra arm. The whole thing's moving. Righto. Now back to 3332. We've got our two wagons and they are going to Clyde, hopefully. XC, already done those two. They're already set up. And these ones here have been set out. They've all been set out. NC 642. They were set out. Sorry, I'm just doing my paperwork. NC 624, that one. 4151, that one. And oh no, I've got to go back to Humes. I've got to pick up that LC at Humes. I've got an empty LC 4299. Empty LC I'm going to pick up at Humes. So we get there. We're getting there, guys. Hey, what have you been up to there, Closet Branch? How's your weekend been? Bear with me, I'm faffing about. Right, let's go. Oh, select the right loco. Usually helps when you select the right loco. Okay, we're going over to Humes. I need to get this LC here. And I'm also going to go get a flasher and sensors for this railway crossing. I've got to get that all lit up. Do they make signalling for this? Yes, they do. So the company that makes these crossbucks here, they're an Australian company. They're called Handmade Accessories, and they've got two types of railway crossing signals. So if you're modelling American or Australian or New Zealand or whatever, you have to make sure you get the right one, because the American one says railroad crossing. You have to get the one that says railway crossing, which I believe is there's a yellow and a purple packet. I'm pretty sure the purple packet is for railway crossing instead of railroad. So I had to make sure that it said railway. Small detail, but makes a difference. But yeah, these are all handmade accessories, and I had to get the one that said the two tracks, because I've got obviously two tracks, and they've got all wires underneath them, and they have to be wired up. I've still got to wire them up to sensors and bits and pieces. need little whistle boards either side too. Yeah, I think actually some of the other guys, sorry I'm moving the camera around like crazy, some of the other guys here would know, was the whistle boards in New Zealand for railway crossings? I know in America you got a, was it two short, one long or something before you go over the crossing, but I don't know about New Zealand if they got like whistle boards. Someone will know. One of the guys here on the streams, they're quite knowledgeable about the railways in New Zealand. So now we've got to go back in through the gate, back into Humes again. You're doing a Kiwi style of rail corridor. Yes, that's right. Yep. Yep, this is all New Zealand. Well, trying to make it as New Zealand as I can. All the rolling stock to New Zealand, the locomotives, and I've got to open that gate. Yeah, New Zealand set like 1980s, thereabouts. Yeah, so I don't think New Zealand does a whistle board like America does, but um, uh, white with black W. Yes, that's right. Yeah. I'll just couple onto there. I'm not too sure. Obviously, different countries, different rules, different laws, but you'd think there would be in New Zealand some sort of whistle board, wouldn't you? But what did he say? Hang on. He had crossing warning signs, black sign with a white diagonal cross. Did my stream just drop out? No. Whistle board here with what? Hey, can everyone still hear me all right? I think my stream dropped out for a little bit there. But yeah, I'm going to get. I know Walters do a crossing controller, flasher controller. Oh yeah, cheers, passerby. So I'm going to look at getting that, but not until I move into my new house. I'll start doing like electronic wiring and stuff like that, and putting in sensors. 12 people on the chat and 11 likes. So that's awesome. Thanks everyone once again. Any of the newcomers that are coming. I've got to get this. Is that fuzzy? Oh no, it's just my eyesight. I've got to get this LC wagon here, this four-wheel wagon. Are we talking signs or an actual physical thing the driver had to do? No, we're talking signs. Yeah, talking signs. I don't think there's like a whistle. Well, as you said, it's like it's got a diagonal cross on it. Nope, wrong way. We'll drop that LC off. Pull that right down there, and turn it there. What's going on here? Reverse. These other wagons we don't need, we're going to put back into Humes. Then yes, NZR drivers have a short and long blast on an unmarked crossing, I think. I or the VCC team are about to drop decals for all those signs. That's right, yes, VCC were going to do that. They were doing like the decals for those and also station signs as well. Perfect. Hear it all the time on the X6 shunt. One thing when I get my layout eventually moved into the new house, which my brother and I were discussing, was less than 90 days away from now, and I actually start fully permanently building it again, I will be using some of those decals, and I'll be putting those signs in everywhere and bits and pieces, little details like that. And we'll uncouple that. And I've got to go. So, perfect timing, guys. I need to order headstock numbers. I keep fiddling with this light, and it keeps changing the light, the brightness of it. I was thinking about getting the headstock numbers for the DJs. The black numbers they had above the coupler. Now that's gone fuzzy, hasn't it? Or is it? Oh, it's just because it's out of focus. Yeah, I was looking at getting the black numbers for the headstocks for both of my DJs, and also my DSC and my DSB. So. And I'm too busy looking at the comments, and I've gone and smashed into that LC. Okay, I'll just couple onto there. Did I? No. Trying to do this with the camera thing in your face. A little bit tricky. Right. And we've got that. Incident in the yard, time for an investigation. Hey, I'm not too sure if you're on the stream, but this is the exact same spot I had that derailment just before, so it's a bad omen. Drug and alcohol test that man. Well, I'm definitely going to fail the alcohol test. I'm going to... Yes, but passerby, I was wearing gloves, so because I was wearing gloves, I'm automatically void of any prosecution. Yeah, you missed the derailment. Yeah. Yeah, it was embarrassing. I derailed the train, and I also derailed myself because I fell over the cord. I tripped over the cord and derailed myself. I'm slowly making our way back into Clyde. I think that point needs the track from switch. Yeah, well, the point and the train driver needs an inspection actually. I think it was just me. I didn't have it switched properly. Didn't have the turnout in the right position. Definitely not the last time I'll do it. So, I'll just keep twittering. I think we'll stop there. And we need to uncouple that. That was millimetres away from another short. So we are going to run down. It's still a little bit too low for you guys, isn't it? There we go. I just don't want you guys to be like looking down on it like a bird's eye view. You still there, Brad? You still on the channel? Going to figure out. Network controller is still getting detection on those points. Damaged rail, maybe. Well, if it wasn't damaged before, it is now. Hey, Brad, still on channel. Hey, Brad, did you see it when I fell over? Did the camera wobble? That would have been funny. And I'm just abnormally going so slow. Let's pick it up. I'm sort of bummed now I had my last beer. I'm going to have to go and get some more, I think. It's starting to taste good. I don't even know, is my phone charging? Oh yeah, it is. Slowly. I remember, I don't know if you guys were with me on the last stream, I had to cut my last stream short because my phone was melting and the back come off it. And it's sort of, hasn't happened just yet. There's a large band knew exactly what had happened, yes. So, whoever invented controllers with a cord attached to them. So I've got obviously the cord's attached to my controller, and I've got a cord attached to the light that's holding the phone, and it's just a recipe for disaster. And oh yeah, it was a large band. I'm not here for the training, just the entertainment. That's I'm glad you're enjoying the entertainment at my expense. Now, if I can dislocate my neck to look around the camera so I know what I'm doing when I'm coupling up, because oh, that's right, hold your tongue to the left. There we go. DCCX is where it's at. Yeah, definitely. No, me, I'll still fall over. I'll find some way to trip over. And look at me pulling these wagons out without a clue where they're going. My paperwork. Where's my paperwork? $42.99. My goodness. How embarrassing is this? How unorganised am I? That's what happens when you've got a country on the move, you know, things don't wait around. The NC's got to go. No. Oh, yeah, stage track. NC, it's got to go all the way down, and then that one there is going to go Clyde Cartridge traffic, and then oh, yeah, those two to Clyde Cartridge. That's right, righto. Believe it or not, I've got some idea of what's happening. Hey, look at that! I got 11 likes and 11 people on the stream. That's awesome. That's it. And there's a 50% chance I don't have a clue what happened there. What happened there? And uncoupled. Holy, that's a spicy meatball. For some reason. Why is that doing that? And why is that doing that only on a live stream? Why did that uncouple? There was no need for that to uncouple. There we go. I'll tell you what. My thumb slipped on the phone screen at the show and I sent the J at full speed into a DSC. That would do it. Send the J full speed into the DSC. Should have got a penalty bracket. I can imagine. Bloody NZR couplers. Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. That's never happened before. That was so strange. Yeah. It's probably because I'm on a live stream, that's why. Now, yep, I'm okay. Damn, I wish I had another beer. Didn't do any other damage other than a small paint chip. I can imagine the J would be quite heavy too. So, like these DJs are bloody heavy. I can imagine a J would be very heavy. We're going down here, we're going to put the NC in here. Yeah, I'm sort of kicking myself now. I wish I had another beer. And now it's okay to uncouple. Actually, I need to uncouple all of those. It is when it's full of lead. Yeah, definitely. I assume the DJs are white metal. Yes, they are. They're both of them are white metal. I think white metal and with brass cabs, but all of this here is big, thick, chunky white metal. There's nothing light about those things. I mean, they're built like a brick shit house there. I was thinking about replacing the grill on the top with some of those Marks Metalworks grills, but I'm not. I think I might just leave them because they're quite. What was I doing? Think, Scott. Think. Gotta go forwards. They hold quite a lot of value to me, and I don't really want to be messing with them too much. I mean, I did convert them from DC to DCC, and that's as much of a conversion as I sort of wanted to do, you know. So I don't really want to be messing with them. I would like to put in some of those etched grill fans, but no, I think I'll just leave them the way they are. I wonder how far away the new kit is. Yeah, I know. I'll be waiting too. I'm going to figure out where those go. Because I'm talking, and that's like, oh, so I've got to run around these ones. That's alright. It's easily done. I just need to. So I'm going to run around these wagons here. These two wagons need to go over down there. So I'll uncouple here. Actually, I need to pull forward a little bit further. And that'll do. Uncouple there. Alright, let's go. The whole back of my phone is coming off again. and you've gone all blurry. Lovely. Yes, I do see that. The one thing with these DJs here is the side frames here. They're like a brass, and like your slack adjusters on your brakes are quite easily to bend. I mean, if you pick these models up, and if you happen to maybe pick it up by maybe the bogey or something, the slack adjusters are easy to bend. But yeah, hose bags for these models, brake pipe and main reservoir. I mean, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I've got hoses and stuff on them there. It's not too blurry. Oh, that's good. Thanks, Brad. It's, a couple on to that wagon. I've got 14 on the chat. Just like the side rods on the steam models, they tend to bend easy. Oh, I can imagine. Oh, that'd be a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Yeah, a couple onto there. If I can dislocate my shoulder again. Doing this with the camera in your face is a little bit different. I need the skills of a neurosurgeon. Go a little bit closer. There we go. Perfect. You probably see me shaking. I'm not waving to anyone. It's just me shaking. The bronze cast stuff, anyway, not the each one. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's the cast bronze. The ones with the slack adjusters are quite easy to bend. No, we're gonna slam into that other NC over there. We're gonna have to, because on it was just enough room. I didn't quite hit that NC, but it was just enough room to get this last wagon past the turnout there, so I could push it back. Right. Let's go. As I keep fiddling with this light. Just cleared it. Come on, Scott, you can go a bit faster. Here we go. So, if my calculations are correct, I need to do a switchback. So I need to go up, then back again, and then up to the next set. So, couldn't have planned it any better. Yeah, that's right. Something actually went right, so I'm quite happy with that. Let's see if we can get once we get these, I'm going to pull that NC MCP wagon out. We got 23 people on the chat. Wow. On the live stream, Scott. Stop calling it a chat. And what have we here? And we're doing the old switcheroo. I've really got to get, I mean, I've weathered some of these wagons, but I've really got to get on to weathering the rest of them, because looking at it through the camera lens there, it looks so bright and clean. It doesn't look right. But I will get onto it. I will get onto the weathering. Have you named your roads? I've only got one road, and it's called Chicago Street, and that is the road over there where I was talking about the crossbucks, the signals. That's called Chicago Street, from Chicago Street in Alexandria, but yeah, I reckon, Nathan, just to show like a new one, it's just been outshopped or just come out of the workshops. Pick up that way. And the MCP needs to come out. I need to weather my wagons too, but later on down the line. Oh, the tracks, no. I have some tracks. I mean, the tracks that are like the building behind this one here, it's like the tracks are just called by what industries they're serving. So it's like Central Foods siding, Clyde Cartage siding. You've got the Fulton Hogan siding. I guess that's what you mean by naming them. Yeah, I reckon, Nathan, I'm gonna I'll definitely get onto weathering that KP. Get it weathered up, get maybe some rust on it and bits and pieces. Yep, something I need to do as well, Brad. Yeah. I'm not too sure, but weathering is just like household chores. You say, yeah, I'm going to do it, and you never sort of get around to doing it. UB wagon. Yeah, I mean, it's a pain in the butt, but once they're done, they look really nice. It's really good. It's quite satisfying. So I'm going to sit this MCP wagon. I've only got 2 containers on that MCP wagon. The other one's over at the fuel farm still. I think. Yeah, sort of. I need to, uncouple that. Yeah, wrong way, wrong direction. As I said before, I'll weather the wagons and that, but I won't be weathering the locos. Yeah, there's only 2 tanks on the MCP, because the third one is still over at the fuel farm. I was switching around the other day, and I took one off just for variation. And I'm just going to push these 2 wagons in where I got that MCP wagon out of. As I was saying before, it's been so long since I've cleaned my track. I think with the help of these keep alives and these locomotives has helped out a bit too. Damn, I wish I had another beer. All the way down to the end. Yeah, that's right. We'll do. I used airbrush when I was doing in-scale American, and yeah, you do several wagons, several cars at a time. Definitely easier with the airbrush. And the good thing is, like when you mix up paint for the airbrush and you do several wagons at a time, it's all the same colouring, so it's all sort of similar weathering, so it all sort of matches. I have to hook onto the front of that. No, I don't. I'm going to push that MCP all the way around. Was there container traffic on the Central Otago line? I don't know. I don't think so. I have never ever seen a photo with any container traffic on the line at all. No, I've never seen any photos or anything of it. I mean, obviously the containers, shipping containers were around, but let's go hook onto this MCP. There, excuse my arm. This good thing about this camera holder light thing, it's good for light, but it's such a big ring that you can't sort of get your head in, you know. Right, I need to keep pushing that actually. The line was pretty much just gone before the old space races turned up. No, the tunnels weren't big enough. I think I've seen photos of when they first brought DJs up the line there, they had the clearance fingers off on the cabs for tunnel clearances. I think what I'm going to do without falling over anymore, I'll move over here. Do you guys watch full-size rail content or mostly models? Sort of both, I think. Both. I sort of yeah, full size and models. So this is what I do is I pull wagons out willy-nilly. Don't get the right cards, and next thing you know everything's mixed up and I don't know where I am. So this one's got to go to, that wasn't changed from last time. This one has got to go to the fuel sidings. I'm going to push this one all the way around. Did I? Because you'll hear me all the time saying, did I do this? Did I do that? Because I always trip myself up. There, like that. Black and white. Black and white, pretty much. I only watch old stuff. Yeah, the old stuff is good. The old stuff is really good, and I've just found a whole lot of other car cards down here. That was from the ones I've just put out, so that's all right. Now we just set out. See, I'm trying to catch up now. West Coast Steam Action is my favourite video ever. I've never seen anything in the lives from the drivers. I've never seen anything in the from the driver's perspective. Check out Stand Up West Coast. Stand Up West Coast. It's a basically all a driver's eye view perspective of the West Coast of New Zealand. Now what was I doing? No, that's right. We're going to go and push this. We're going to push this all the way around to the fuel farm. Set the turnouts properly. And there. Sorry about that, guys. I sort of just left you there while I was over. Push this all the way around to the fuel farm. You watched a few of those, Scott. It's all modern stuff on the coalies. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite good. And it's sped up, so it always comes up on my feeds. Just curious, where does all that coal go? Because I know New Zealand is New Zealand. I don't think New Zealand runs any like major coal power stations or anything, do they? Does all the coal get exported? Buller Gorge trips are cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, does the coal get exported, or because I don't think New Zealand is a big burner of coal. I think most of it goes to China. Oh yeah, it's just like here in Australia, all our iron ore goes to China. Faffing around with this camera again. Yeah, so we mine iron ore over here, obviously, and that all gets sent to China, and it all gets made into steel, and then we buy the steel back from China. So I think one of our steel plants, I think all of our steel plants, there might be a couple more steel mills around still operating, but I think most of them are closed down over here. I see Alcoa is just closing down, and that's a big, oh, what is that? I think it's like a chemical plant, I think. The main coal used in New Zealand, I think the Mission Bush Steel Mill and Huntley Power Station. Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. I didn't even realise. That's right, you got the steel mill there. I wonder how long that'll be before they decide to close them or change the way that they get electricity, Oh, here we go. See, while I'm sitting here blabbing, I've gone and shorted out. I didn't have the turnout set correctly. I know we've got a lot of coal mines, but they're all over in the eastern states. I don't know if we got any coal mines in this state. it's all eastern states that do all the coal. Mainly Queensland, there's a lot of coal mines there. We might have a coal mine here in Western Australia, but I know we've got everything but. We've got gold, copper, zinc, tin, iron ore. We do a lot of LNG, liquid natural gas. Yeah, there's a lot of, I think there's yeah, we do basically everything but coal here in WA. We got a lot of gas plants in the northwest, like liquid LNG gas plants, and I think all that LNG gets exported. Um, where is my uncoupling tool? I believe they still mine at Rotorua near Huntly. 13,356 tonne fully loaded. Oh, okay. That's a lot of coal. That's quite a heavy train. I mean, it's not quite as heavy as as our iron ore trains, but our iron ore trains are. Oh, I couldn't tell you, but I I did read somewhere that one wagon was somewhere between 180 to 200 ton, or was that, or was it 100 or 120? I can't remember. Someone can Google it up. But yeah, we've got the iron ore trains are the biggest trains that we have here, but they don't run on our network. The iron ore trains, they run on separate networks, so the rails are actually not connected to the West Australian rail network. They run on their own. They've got their own railways that they run on. Yeah, FMG holds that record for the longest and heaviest train ever recorded. That was the train that come out of the guy bloody Dave Forrest was the driver. I think that comes straight out of the Solomon mine, I think. Yeah. I think I can't remember how long it was. It was kilometers long. And yeah, I remember I know the iron ore trains, they usually have three locomotives up the front, then they've got two locomotives about halfway. And sometimes they've got another two locomotives at the back um, to push them. But and all the flash new wagons from the hillside. They're the new container wagons, Brad. Um, were they do Hillside actually build? Do they actually build the wagons, or are they just assembled? They just assemble them. Be good if they actually built them. Right, so that's been delivered. Perfect. Yeah, that's the same as our. We just got a whole batch of brand new passenger trains, DMUs, and because we run a lot of passenger trains here in Perth, and we've just got a whole bunch of brand new C classes, I think they are, and it's made in WA, but it's actually assembled in WA, not actually made. Well, there you go. Three locos, 42 wagons apart. Oh, we don't build shit here anymore. Yeah, well, this I don't know. Here in Perth, we've literally just finished. Well, just finishing making a brand spanking new railway workshops in Midland. and there's a whole brand new railway yard and everything going in as well. So if we're not building the stuff and we're just putting it together, I mean, it's a big flash workshop just for putting stuff together, you know. Midland used to be a massive railway workshops sort of area. Two front, two middle, one next middle. Oh, there you go. There you go. I know sometimes they mix it up with the iron ore train. It all depends if it's FMG or if it's BHP or if it's Roy Hill or something like that. They mix it up. Sometimes they have only two locos at the front and maybe two in the middle, or they'll have two at the front, two in the middle, or two at the back. You know, they mix it up all the time. Did see. I think it's raining again. Look at that, I'm parked right next to cab. Well, guys, I tell you what, it's been what's it been? There's I've heard two front, one middle, two front, one middle. You sort of want to keep that one in the to the front, one in the middle. We did. Okay, so here's a little story for you. When I worked, I actually worked in the building a railway line there. I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to say the company or anything, but I used to have a job. I used to drive motor scrapers, and we were building a brand new railway line for this mining company, and we were we'd built the railway line to such a state where they'd come through and they'd laid the rails, they laid all the track, and the ballast train was coming through, and it was ballasting the section of track that had just been completed a few days before. There was a locomotive at the front and a locomotive at the rear, and they unloaded all the ballast onto the tracks, and then they were heading back to wherever they get loaded. And the rear locomotive, there was smoke and flames and everything billowing from the brakes. And I was in the motor scraper when it went past me, and I saw it, and I thought that's a lot of smoke for coming off that loco. And I said when it went past me, I said the flames and the smoke and everything coming off. So I went through, I radioed it through. Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't radio it through. I actually called my supervisor and I told him to get a hold of the train company and tell them to stop that ballast train because of what I had seen. And I remember I jumped into the van. We had a little Toyota Hiace van. I jumped into the van and I chased the train, and it eventually stopped. I drove up to the front locomotive there and I picked the driver up to drive him back to the rear of the train to the loco that the brakes were still on. They had left the handbrakes on. And when I picked the driver up, he goes, what's going on?" And I said, "Oh, there's smoke and flames and everything coming off your rear engine." And he says, "Oh shit, don't say that." So I quickly drove him back to the rear locomotive, and when the train had stopped, the flames had pretty much died down. It was just smoke pouring from the bogies from it. That the train driver was there was only because it was only just him in the train, and he was so worried, and so the I can understandably, there's a big locomotive on fire you're dragging behind. And the railway company said that yeah the railway company said to me that I'll be very, very well rewarded for stopping the train. I never got anything from it. I was expecting to get a "Do not come Monday" letter or something, but yeah, the rail. I'm not naming any companies, but yeah, the railway company said I'll be very well rewarded, and and bits and pieces like that. And we had the EMS, they showed up on site, and there were fire extinguishers out and everything. And I think within about 10 minutes, there was like about 12 utes and LVs that had pulled up from the big bosses and all that, all come to see what's happened. That yeah, he was so worried. I drove up to the locomotive, and yeah, he literally leapt out of the locomotive, and it was like a Starsky and Hutch thing, you know. He sort of jumped in the passenger seat. He was like, "Go, go, go, go!" That yeah, in the end, it was basically they'd done dropping the ballast. They'd stopped the train and they applied the handbrake, and then when it had taken off again, they didn't take the handbrake off, and yeah, so that was my little sort of story about that. That I never got anything for it. I never got rewarded or anything from it. That yeah, that's going back a few years now. That's well over. Well, that'd be just over 10 years ago now. Yeah, it was empty. They'd finished dumping all their ballast, and he was going back empty. And yeah, it just sort of just caught my eye. It's not something you see every day. You have smoke billowing out the side of an engine, you know. But no, it was interesting getting them. You know, you don't often get to see railways getting built nowadays, and I was actually glad to be on that project. I actually got to, we're doing the cuttings and embankments and all that sort of thing, and watching them come in and lay the track, and ballast it all, and the track laying machine's real fancy, so it was good to see that. And then watching the first train come through, like um, and the ballast train, when he come through, they'd drop the ballast and it would quite often derail, and it would derail on the ballast that they've dropped between the rails there. And apparently they said, oh no, that happens quite a bit, having the wagons derailed. So yeah, we saw it quite a bit. Quite often the ballast train would derail when it was dumping the ballast. But yeah, yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I never said a thing. They never actually came and asked for a statement or anything. When an incident happens, that you've got to make a statement. They never asked for a statement or anything. Yeah, I never said a thing after that. Didn't want to incriminate anyone, but yeah, that happened. So yeah, those track machines, they are crazy. I mean, these guys, I can't remember how many meters, or was it a kilometer or something, these guys were laying a day. But sorry, I'm not running a train just yet. I'm just blabbing. But they were doing X amount of kilometers a day laying this new rail. It's all on concrete sleepers, and they were yeah, they were fair humming along. One of the bits on one of the YDs has broken off. What bit's broken off there, Nath? Bits on the YDs is broken off. It's 13. Yeah. So yeah, that's my sort of little experience with the railway, West Australian railways anyway. And the YDs on repaint. Oh no. Of course it happens in the painting, doesn't it? It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back sort of thing. Righto, guys. It's what's it been now? Just over 2.5 hours. They tried the robotic trains in WA. Yeah, I think there was a we got autonomous dump trucks and stuff like that, but I'm not too sure if they've actually got. Yeah, I'm not too sure if the trains are actually autonomous at the moment. I'm not too sure. I know they were talking about it. They had one autonomous. I mean, it wasn't that long ago we had one train that ran away, and that had a guy on it. Well, it didn't actually. That's why it ran away. The guy got off the train, but they had to derail it purposely, and I think that was a couple of years ago, and it was and that was with humans. So you'd think they'd have like a even with or without humans, you'd think there'd be like a kill switch. So the guys here in Perth that control all the turnouts and that, they can actually shut a locomotive down. You'd think that would have, they would have something like that, but yeah, it's quite funny. There's a big building down by the airport where a lot of truck drivers work, and they go in there and they sit behind a desk and they're driving a truck that's 1,800 kilometers away, all autonomous trucks, and it's all driven from down here in Perth. It's quite funny. You just sit behind a desk and what do you do? I drive a dump truck from Perth, 1,800 kilometers away. It's strange. The way the air bleeds from the brakes. Yeah, apparently it something to do with the brakes, and it got away on them. So I'll check it out. It's on YouTube, and that it was a BHP iron ore train that was heading towards Port Hedland, fully loaded, and thousands and thousands and thousands of tons rolling towards Port Hedland, out of control. They had no option but to send it off into a siding before it got to Port Hedland. You imagine the damage it would do if it made it to Port Hedland. Hey, this I've heard that a remote control shunt loco went for a walk once in New Zealand. Yeah, I haven't heard about one going for a walk, but I've heard about one going for a swim. I think they scrapped it in the end. A remote control shunt loco. Surely there's got to be like a kill switch on them, like you've got to hold down, like with some high ebb cranes on trucks, you have to hold down a lever or push a button while you're operating it. I know, if you've ever operated like lighting towers, you put up a lighting tower and you've got to push a button where you operate the hydraulics. But I know it doesn't always work like that. We go a few kilometres away on the main line. Well, malfunctioned. Imagine that. Yeah, the vigilance button. There'd be some explaining to do. Well, I mean, if it's a malfunction, I don't see how it can sort of be the train driver's fault. If they found out it was a malfunction, if the train driver had done something, like deliberately, or did something that wasn't in the rules, then differently. But if it was an electric malfunction, I don't see how it would be his fault. I know. I did a job. Well, it was only a few weeks ago now, up in a mine site, and the vehicles that they gave us to drive, like the utes, they had cameras all through it. So if you were the driver, you needed to pass a test to become to drive one of these, to drive the ute, and the camera watches your eyes, and when you blink, it counts how many times you blink. And if you blink and your eyelids are closed for too long, it sends a warning, sends a warning out, and yeah, it would send an email to the supervisor if your eyes were like, if you close your eyes for a certain amount of time, or you weren't concentrating, or your eyelids were drooping too much. It would have like face recognition, so it's a little bit out of hand. Yep, I believe that Loco went for a swim. DS404 is scrapped now. Yes, I think they did scrap that. I did see that got all scrapped up. They have those eye things in the Queen Elizabeth mine cars too. Yeah, they're a pain in the butt. She's a good wash before though. Definitely. Definitely. Alright guys, well it's 2 hours and 42 minutes on the stream there. Hey, I'm gonna end it there, and I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna grab some more beverages. But thanks everyone for tuning in today on another Sunday. It's great to have you in. I know the last bit I haven't been running any trains. I sort of just sitting here blabbing with you guys, but yeah, man. So please everyone take care, and I'll want to see you all next Sunday. I'm not too sure if I'm working or not, but I'll let you guys know. But yeah, hey, thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for all the newcomers, and everyone please stay safe and stay well until the next time. So see you all then. Cheers, everyone. Thanks, Michael. Wasn't there an old DG that was saying it got scrapped years later? I'm not too sure. I might have to look that up. But yeah, thanks everyone, and definitely I'll see you all later. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Until then, stay safe, everyone.